So I'm heading to the gym. It's like 5 in the morning. I don't think I've ever been to the gym this early here. Maybe back in Cayman Islands. I probably did a couple of times, a few times, a lot of times. And that would mostly be leg day. What is up, guys? Julian's Way here. So I do not know if you heard that it was a little low. So this was last year, few days out my show, and it was like my last leg day. I do not usually do leg day that early, but I got up early and I wanted to do it and then go to work. So usually start off with my bike, just like a 5 minutes to get some blood in there, and usually with an abductor machine. Not every gym here in Guyana has this machine, or not the modern type, maybe the old type or the modified type that sometimes people constructed, or they kind of like modify it and stuff like that. So I usually do this to get my hips warm up, open them up, and also, I think it helps to maybe define the muscle, and give it a sort of what can I say, a little bit of density, maybe, depending if you go heavy and so on. It does help. So a lot of pro use it, a lot of people do not believe in it with the isolation, and it's kind of restricted for your hips, and your hips weren't designed to go like that, but yet a lot of bodybuilders use this, and you hardly hear anybody like got injured about this machines. Mostly like you would hear about squats and deadlift or some shoulder, but not much on these machines. But yet some people do not move them. So I did a few sets of these, and then I went on to do the inner thighs, the abductors. So same thing, get the hips warm and try to come back, and sometimes I stretch in between. So after that I went straight into some leg extensions. Like I said, I do sometimes one leg, sometimes both leg. Get the blood warm, get the blood in there, in the legs, in the quads. If I'm gonna go train maybe leg press or quads first, I usually try to get some leg extensions in, but I was actually really pre-exhausting them and try to focus on one leg at a time, and then the other leg, and back and forth, sets and sets. So I was pretty exhausted here. Sometimes you got to challenge yourself, even though when your calories are low, uh, you're in a deficit, you're doing a show, you still got to try to push yourself, even though you will not get 100% out of it, whether you're taking a pre-workout or not. And if you're new and you do not know what pre-workout is, I will do that in a separate video on my supplement Sunday. I will get into pre-workout and so on. So basically it's the same principle here, just one leg at a time, individual focused unilateral movements. Like if you're trying to develop a muscle group in particular, or you're trying to like do balance, it is recommended to do that focus and do like one arm, one leg at a time. I made mention of this, even shoulders, just to like try to get that balance. Maybe you could do a few extra reps, or just a few extra sets, or maybe like 2 sets more on that one arm, leg, calf, or whatever it is. Like right now I'm doing a lot of calf raises more on my, like at home on my right leg. My calves are noticeably smaller, so yeah, I would recommend you guys do the same thing, whether it's quads, hamstrings, biceps, triceps, shoulders, even lats. But the other muscle like back and so on, that's a little bit more technical, and things like glutes and so on, but you will hardly find that on in glutes, and the entire glutes do not even show, except for maybe bodybuilding. The most you will see most of it, and still not 100% of it. So yeah. And lunges, still keeping the lunges in my leg day, my routine. I do these with dumbbells sometimes, and I go wider, a bit wider when I do them with dumbbells. And when I do them with the Curve, the easy bar, I try to like do more of a quad dominant something. As you can see, this was more of a quad workout with the leg press, the leg extensions. Try to stay a little bit more straight rather than going more wide. More wide and more low you go, is more glutes and hamstrings engagement. More narrow and straight you keep your legs, and you go parallel, that will do more quad work. You'll get more quad work done, more exhausted on the quads. Alright, so it's really straightforward. And I went back to do some single leg extension on this machine here. It's not really hard to cheat, but yeah, when it gets heavy, it's kind of hard to cheat because you're isolated, you're back down, it's in an angle, the seat is in an angle, like an upright angle, so it puts you in a position to isolate your hips and so on, so that you cannot, like, you know, like really push your body up and come off the seat and shift and so on. So I usually do like 1, 2, 3. I do not go to heavy weights. Those are 10 pounds. I do not know if you saw that, but those are 10 pounds. So those are 25 pounds there. All right, a 10, a 10, a 5, and then maybe I did like 3 plates, and then one leg, next leg, drop set on each leg at a time. So I do a drop set on one leg, a drop set on the other leg. And hack squat. This kind of hack squat is different, guys. I do not know if your gym has it, if you used it before, but this here is more like a quad hack squat, I would call it. I don't know if that's the right name for this type, but this is the more modern type. We know the old type and how different it is. This is a more shorter range of movement, even though you can go low and get some hamstrings and glutes involved, but the angle how it's set up, even the platform is narrow, and that already tell you that it's not a machine to go wide with. Maybe just shoulder width, or you can place your feet a bit close together if you want to get in that quad. And yes, I am strapped up there with my compression knee sleeves. And just in case you were wondering why I have two different color, two different style on, you know, I feel that knee, that left knee, had like, you know, a bit of like discomfort in the past, like not really like any serious injury, but it has been paining in the past every now and then. So I put a tighter one there and I double the older one. Because I lost weight, of course it's not going to be that tight, so I get to wear the smaller one on the more knee that I felt needed it. And back to those leg extensions here, trying to go heavy and then do some partials. So that's how I do it sometimes. If I feel I need to go back to a machine or do something extra and I have the energy, I do it. If not, yeah, that's it. I do not know if I did calves, but I think this was about it. Maybe I did a little bit of calves, but I did not want to be too redundant. So back to work, check-ins, that was still going on as normal. And that's it, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. If you made it this far and you enjoyed the video, please give the video a thumbs up and hit the bell button for notifications. So until my next video, peace and take care. Stay safe.